Thank you so much.
And we're fucking live.
And we're live with episode
13, motherfucker.
Of
Mommas, Boyz podcast.
Oh my God, yo, that was fire. Yo.
Before we even get into it, can we
Before
just shout
we get
out
in,
how sexy our producer Evan is?
Yo, shout out to Evelyn Mecklenburg. Hi, Evan. Navia, a.k.a. the Dawn of Downtown.
The Dawn of Downtown.
The Dawn of Downtown.
He's the king.
He's a pretty boy.
He's the king of downtown
He's the
Binghamton.
most talented. And he's the most talented dude on the
He's the
keyboard
most
that
talented dude I know. And
I'm sorry.
And we wouldn't be here without him.
This podcast wouldn't happen without Evan on some real
Evan,
shit.
and you know that was
true.
Yeah,
and he knows that one's true. So shout out to Evan, but also shout out to I'm finally employed. Shout out to Annie Energy.
Shout out to Annie Energy.
Literally, shout out to Warren, Michael, Bryce, Josh, because I finally get to run their TikTok account.
Hey.
And this is gonna be fun. We're gonna do like giveaways and shit.
A lot of fun.
I'm checking it like everything, so I'm hyped.
Yeah.
Annie, I'm about to actually.
Casey's about to be drinking mad Annie Energy.
I'm about to drink one right now.
Wait,
yeah, crazy.
Shit.
I only brought this one because fucking. Luckily, I had it in my car.
Man.
Shout out Annie.
Shout out Annie.
Literally.
Yo, also shout out Lyle Ringold, the Watchman.
You know what I like about? Hold up, can I pause real quick?
What?
And, like, shout out to Lyle on that note. I always love how we start our podcast with shout outs. Like it's a good note to start on. So go on.
Yeah, no, we gotta shout out the people we fucking
I'm
with.
so stoned, but go on.
yeah, me too. But the Watchman, Lyle Ringold. This is gonna be a Lyle episode. Lyle's popping out later tonight, so we're gonna talk about how much me and Casey both fucked with his comic because you just read it today.
I just read it today, and
I've
it was
read it
dope.
a few times.
Also because it was a perfect time for me to read it because again, I've always liked comic book characters. I haven't necessarily been a comic book person.
And your brother's a huge comic book person.
My brother literally loved to make comic book back in the day. But over the last month, I started. I'm not gonna sit here like a fake fan and be
You've been binging.
I've been binging. I've been binging the movies and I've been starting to read more comics and shit. So
hell yeah,
couldn't have been a better time to finally read it, and it was fucking sick.
Facts.
I can't wait to talk to him about it. So that's so fire.
I've read it a few times now. I read it on the beach.
Your fucking name is on it.
My fucking name is.
That's some ghost shit, bro. Because that's gonna be again.
That's some ghost shit.
We said it last podcast where Lyle is gonna be one of he's gonna be a big comic book creator.
I want to work for Lyle, and when Lyle pops out,
and your name's in the first comic book in the credits.
Yeah,
that's fire as fuck.
I'm
so
Konkret Comics canon. Yo, y'all want to see?
Yeah, just think about those 1940s Spider-Man editions and shit. 100 years from now, it'll be worth some shit. That's the only thing that's awesome. I wish all of our, what's a crazy concept to me that kind of has to do with comic books, but it's just a dumb high thought. If everyone's grandparents just saved their shit, most people would be rich.
Yo,
because you know how much vintage shit costs a lot of bread just because it's vintage.
People, I actually saw a really funny tweet. It was this guy, the Travis Scott burger.
Yeah.
So he got the
and how it's it's not actually anything special.
Well, but he just bought a Travis Scott burger, didn't eat it or anything. Good. He kept it in his drawer. Because he said that, in a bunch of years it'd be worth.
And it's all moldy and shit now.
Yeah, it's all moldy, and then his mom threw it away, and he was hating the world because of it.
Hell yeah! Now my mom threw away the Travis Scott meal. I'd be tight.
Yeah.
Shout out the Sweetie meal. I got the Sweetie meal the other day.
No, how was it?
Yeah, I can't. The Big Mac came with hot sauce, dill pickle, juice, mayonnaise.
Damn.
And then it had horseradish and just some squid, I think, or some shit
squid?
like that. Yeah.
You hyped it.
I'm kidding. It had none of that.
Okay.
Just because, because Sweeties, I just made a funny TikTok about that. Because Sweetie's known for, having a crazy appetite. She just puts, on Twitter.
I see all the memes.
So people were just making fun of the Sweetie meal and, what would be in it and shit like that. But it was, to be honest, I'll give it to Sweetie right now. Her, out of the McDonald's collabs, because, none of the McDonald's collabs are, special shit. If you were to make, a McGangbang, with the
what?
You don't remember that? Back in middle school, I always remember that's what they used to call it. You just put a McChicken on a McDouble.
And that's a McGangbang?
McGangbang, yeah.
Wow.
That's just what they called it. But
wow.
On another note, I thought it'd be specialty shit like that, or maybe you'd have, a chicken nugget French fry combo thing that you could make.
That's cool.
But Travis Scott's was good, but it was regular. Bad Bunny's was regular. But Sweetie's was not only a Big Mac fries, also gave you a nice little 4-piece chicken McNugget.
Oh, the 4-piece
set with the Sweetie sauce, aka
the Sweetie sauce.
Sweet and not sweet and sour, but honey mustard or sweet honey mustard or something. It was a honey mustard type. So Sweetie's meal is the best McDonald's
Shout out Sweetie
so far.
in her McDonald's meal.
OD.
Being the best McDonald's meal.
Absolutely. I mean, someone will. I'm gonna change it one day.
The McMackin.
Yo, the McMackin. Yo, how about this? I'm gonna predict it. 5 years from now, there's gonna be a McMackin.
The McMackin. All right. So what would the McMackin be though?
In terms of like my favorite one, right? So say if it's not specialty shit. Say if it's just like I have to pick stuff off the menu that I love and get, it would be Big Mac for sure.
Oh, the Big Mackin.
I love the Big Mackin. Oh, so we get the Big Mackin, a large fry, and well, to be honest, and I don't mean to be that guy, like as much as I love McDonald's, if I could do a collab with a fast food company, it'd absolutely be Taco Bell. And I know I'd probably do. I mean, and again, I love McDonald's. So I'd probably do one with McDonald's because it'd vibe better with the name, like
the
McMackin,
you
Big
know,
Mackin,
the Big Mackin.
But so it'd be a Big Mac, large fry, and
I love me some Taco Bell.
You can't go wrong with nuggets.
Oh yeah, hell no.
Because I'm gonna say this right here, and I'm so like I always think this is true, is that you can tell me that like McDonald's is unhealthy, the second the words "it's not good" leaves your mouth, you lose credibility. You're capping. Instant cap. If you want to tell me it's not good for you, it can hurt your health, etc.
All right, yeah,
sure.
Obviously.
You can make those arguments. That's scientifically proven. It's not good.
I feel like if you ate McDonald's every day, then it would not be good.
Well, but that's my thing. I don't
You
know
just get a
because it
different
would
thing from the
taste. It
menu every
probably
single
tastes
time.
good to that person because and I'm talking about even just a bite of it.
There's people who do eat McDonald's every day.
I know. Shout out, and clearly, like, why else would like they do it if it didn't taste good? I mean, I know it's like a routine, but still, like
fast food.
I've never really had anything bad at McDonald's, and I know like that's a wild statement to make, but that's just like the truth.
One time, Brennan, he ordered a McChicken, and it was instead of a McChicken, they just put a chicken nugget in between it.
So we go through McDonald's, we order 2 McChickens, McChicken. And then what is this one? What the fuck is that?
I've seen pictures like I said, shit like that or like hair and something.
That's fucking hilarious.
That is funny, but
the
that's never happened to
nugget. The McChicken nugget is bussin'.
I mean, technically, like, what are there actual measures for like how big it has to be considered to be a chicken sandwich? Like, technically, that's a piece of fried chicken in between 2 pieces of bread. Like, they gave you a chicken sandwich.
Fuck that.
Just saying.
I'm throwing that McChicken.
I'm obviously on the side of McDonald's, so
I'm throwing that McChicken.
shout out to them.
But if I had to have a specialty meal at any fast food place,
Taco Bell.
it'd be Arby's. Psych! Yo, you thought.
Fuck Arby's. That's not even a real place.
I was
Arby's, we have the meat.
about to say Arby's.
This podcast is not fuck with Arby's.
Fucking thought I was about to say Arby's.
Thought ass
Fuck
Arby's. Yeah, we don't like Arby's. But no, I'd probably say fast food. Well, no. If we're talking about in the country, like, I mean, obviously, if I could have a collab with someone, obviously Shake Shack. I mean, come on now.
Oh, Shake Shack.
Shake Shack is the best fast
Dinosaur
food /
barbecue.
moderate speed burger place on earth.
What about Dinosaur Barbecue?
That's good, but like I would like if it had to be a fast food place, but if it had to be like a place like that, like a restaurant that's like, yeah, Dinosaur.
Yo, you know who sucks?
Who?
Brittany Renner.
Bro.
I don't know.
She
obviously
did. I'm
there's
not
two
gonna front though.
sides.
She did get that. She signed that 18-year, 40 mil.
Yeah.
That's
there's two
fire.
sides of this. There's people who are hyped that she got her bag, and there's people like me that are tight that.
I'm 50-50.
See, I'm just tight that she fucked him. She fucked him over because he was 18 at the time when they started dating. Like, that's fucked up.
The only reason that I'm 50-50 is because, like, right, if it was the other way around and it was whatnot, people would probably be cheering it on in a way, and, like, it happens all the time. But, like, also, she's type shit, put it out there in the world before. Like, she said that athletes are dumb on so I'm like, the flags were there type shit.
The
but
red flags were there.
The other 50% of me is just like, damn, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Like,
And, like, yo, like, how much... All right, so is that
200K?
Is that 200K a month real, though? Is that
I feel like that's capped because
that has to be capped. That's OD.
Yeah, I don't even know if his like contract is.
Bro, he's on a rookie
Rookie.
contract. He's probably making $5 million a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like no,
He can't
that won't
afford
happen.
40 mil.
But I think that's just like what the bases are. Like that's what they'll set it as, but that's never really what it actually is. But regardless,
That's
like
OD.
she's playing chess. Life ain't checkers, my guy. She like Brittany. As far as I'm concerned, like I hate to say it, but Brittany Renner's out here playing chess. If we're being fair, because this is like, we're not talking about anything like, you ain't, fuck someone up or some shit. We're just talking about like, city boys versus city girls. And to be honest, city girls gained some W's there. So
Shitty girls up one.
fuck it. And now she's going on a college tour with Tana Trump. So
Oh,
that's good.
my
I'd be throwing
fucking
up in my
God.
house crying.
If you were PJ Washington.
Yeah, throwing up, crying, throwing up, crying. So yeah.
Well, he's been a very sad boy on his Instagram.
I'd be the
story.
same. Yeah, I'd literally be singing to her on my Snap, like candid, no music in the background. I'd be serenading her.
Acapella.
Acapella. You know who else? Shout out to
Oh,
Chad Michael Murray.
who the fuck is that?
Who's Chad Michael Murray?
Who the fuck is
Have
Chad?
you ever seen
like,
One Tree Hill?
Nah. Oh yeah, I've seen One Tree Hill.
Lucas Scott.
Lucas. I mean, I haven't really
Have
seen
you
it
ever
much,
seen
but
Cinderella Story?
no. But you said you were talking about that.
Yeah, we were just watching. Damn, you haven't. I'll show you a picture of Mr. Lucas Scott.
Yo,
but he's by
Brittany
far.
Renner, let PJ Washington see his fucking child.
That's a fact. You really should.
You should do that though.
Him.
You got your 40 mil. Just let him see his baby. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
What?
I've never seen that motherfucker in my life ever.
That's insane.
Ever.
That's fucking insane. Because Chad Michael Murray ran the early 2000s to mid 2000s. Absolutely ran it. Like, in terms of, like, being the pretty boy that, like, casted for everything. And, like, I'd probably say after him, like, young-wise, then, like...
Probably like Evan.
Evan who? That Evan. But I'd probably say, like, Zac Efron maybe was after him type shit. And then, obviously, Bieber. But, nah, my son Chad Michael Murray was, like, one of the biggest original heartthrobs.
Wow.
So, shout out to him.
And then the next 5 years are Patrick Beverley's.
Patrick... Now he's 31. Rightfully so.
He got traded.
Yeah, I know. Fuck
He
Pat
got
Beverley.
traded. Oh fuck! What team did he get traded to?
Memphis.
Memphis. Yeah.
For
So
Eric Bledsoe.
bro, I think
That's a
Eric
good
Bledsoe's. I think Eric Bledsoe's a burger.
Ooh.
I think Rondo is a fucking G. Rondo's one of my favorite players ever, and I think that Rondo mentoring John Morant with that basketball IQ that Rondo has. Rondo's one of the best basketball minds
Absolutely,
in the league right now.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna help John Morant take his game to the next fucking level.
And I'm not. That's why I think it was a good trade too, because like also like I think Rondo's getting older. It's showing in his game, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, definitely
And
showing his game.
Beverly
he's been in the
is
league
just
for
like
so long.
Beverly at this point. Like I mean, yeah, he's nice to have in the playoffs, but like you need offense in the playoffs. Like he's good at getting in people's heads. He's good at defense, etc. But like take him and get him fuck out.
I think
fuck
Patrick Beverley is like a perfect Memphis Grizzlies player, because you know how the Memphis Grizzlies are always like tough, like a tough team. They're gonna beat you up while they're playing.
Yeah.
Not beat you up, but like,
Patrick
it's gonna be a
Beverley
physical
when
game.
he's against like a star is just a Lance Steven wannabe.
Pacers, including this, blowing in the ear of LeBron James, and James' reaction. he can't.
Lance Stevenson birthed that shit, blowing
when
in
he
ears and
blew
shit.
in LeBron's ear.
Yeah. Come on now. Like, he just wants to be Lance Stevenson.
She call me Mr. Bombastic, tell me fantastic. Let me know the top, she says I'm Mr. Rude.
I'm not hearing it. And fuck him. Like, to be honest, fuck him. You're not on the West Coast anymore. You're definitely going to lose. You're
He's
on
in
Memphis. I love John
Nah,
Morant.
Memphis is nice though.
Yeah, but they're going to lose.
They're gonna lose.
They're
but
never,
I mean,
ever going to get to a conference finals.
No.
I love John Morant, but I'm just going to put that out there now.
John Morant.
Ja-
John Morant, I'm on my Grizzly.
Ja! That's it. Shout out Ja.
Shout out
Shout out my
John.
boy Zion that really just needs to stop Snapchatting girls.
Yo, wait, what did Zion do?
No, it wasn't anything crazy. He's just been caught twice, literally. Not even.
Oh yeah,
not,
he
sorry.
got his shit
I
aired.
gotta be on the right form of wording shit when it comes to people like that. He didn't get caught because he didn't do anything wrong, but he got aired just because like he sent kind of like a lovey-dovey, not like a fucking. It was literally like a picture of his face being like, "Oh, I miss you," or "I want to see you," to some girl, and they just posted it on social media.
See, why the fuck you can't? Why are you doing that?
Well,
to? Why you do
that
to him?
girl, like you're just fumbling a huge fucking
Fumbling a
bag.
huge bag.
And B, Zion, just for right now, just maybe just use Instagram. You know, you don't gotta use Snap. Fuck it, cause you're young goat.
Yeah,
For
but
real.
yeah, doesn't he want to leave the Pelicans? Someone can
I
still,
hope so.
someone can still,
Fuck the Pelicans. I hope he leaves them.
someone can still air the Instagram DMs.
You know what sucks because they can't leave the Pelicans because they're on a deal?
Oh.
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, he wants out of there.
Yeah, because I really like him.
He
He's
really wants out
nice
of there.
as fuck.
Yeah, he is nice, and Lonzo's not there anymore. The Pelicans are gonna.
Bulls are about to be
suck.
fire.
Yo, I think we were talking about last podcast. The Bulls sleeper team.
Oh yeah.
Sleeper team.
Oh my
They got
god.
3 All-Stars and Lonzo.
Happy birthday to Steve Carell. What a
Oh,
goat.
Steve Carell.
Michael Scott.
Steve Carell. Happy birthday, Michael Scott.
Happy birthday, Michael Scott. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky. Michael Scott. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. Oh, shit. That makes so much sense.
What?
Because Steve Carell and Young Thug share birthdays. It's Young Thug's birthday
it's because
today,
they're
too.
siblings, right?
So happy, and they're both kings and goats. That's probably why. So happy birthday, Thugger, Sex,
Happy birthday, Young
Jeffrey.
Thug. I love you.
You deserve it. I love. Honestly, Young Thug's a goat. I love
me some
so
Young
much.
Thug.
He's a great guy.
Thugger.
Honestly.
Thugger. Digits.
Fuck Matt Damon.
Digits is one of my favorite Thug songs.
Ran on the money. Facts.
He run on the money. He run on that money.
Fuck Matt Damon. Though.
Fuck Matt Damon.
And you know why?
Fuck.
Because like you like someone could probably ask, why is it fuck Matt Damon? Just because.
Just because.
I'm on that time all the time.
Bro, that's
fuck
how you're
Matt
feeling
Damon.
now?
Yeah.
Yo, fuck Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Fuck Brad Pitt. No. Sorry. Whoa. Sorry. I completely take that back. I didn't even like. I meant to say and it also starts with the B. Ben
Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Yo,
Fuck Ben Affleck. Yo.
So
Brad Pitt, I would never, ever in a million years be disrespectful to you or your name. I love you.
I'm about to talk some shit right now.
Do it. Fuck Ben Affleck.
Fuck Ben Affleck.
Facts. He does not deserve J-Lo. Go on.
Yo. Oh, no way. Those are the two? J-Lo and Ben Affleck are together right now?
They've been together for... Bro, I know you be on Twitter.
Bro, I do be on Twitter.
I can't believe they've been together for at least a couple months now.
Yo, I went crazy on Twitter last night.
OD. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to go on Twitter more often because they've been together for a while now. But what were you going to say
I
about
gotta
Ben
start
Affleck?
popping off on Twitter more. Yo,
Other than fuck him?
all you Marvel fans,
I'm not going to lie.
I'm talking my shit about Marvel.
Okay.
Y'all don't even know who made half your characters.
That is so true. And Marvel be doing their comic book creators dirty.
Yo,
Money-wise.
y'all will compare Ben Affleck to Robert Downey Jr. and say Iron Man's a better character. Psh, come on, that's like comparing LeBron James to Andrew Wiggins. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here?
Who are you going in benefit for on that one? Iron Man, correct?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Okay.
It's,
I didn't know because you were vouching for DC before that, so I thought you were trying to talk shit about. I'm like, whoa.
Obviously, it's Iron Man.
Whoa, Nelly.
But comparing Ben Affleck to RDJ is like comparing Andrew Wiggins to LeBron James.
Absolutely, that's unfair.
It's unfair.
You could compare Ben Affleck's Batman to like Pete Davidson's character in Suicide Squad, in my opinion. Because I'm not gonna lie here, this is the one thing. This is the one thing I'll disagree with Vito. Fuck Ben Affleck when it comes to Batman. Fuck not Robert Downey. No. Jesus Christmas. Yo, Robert Downey, I love you. I'm sorry. That was not to you.
Jesus
Fuck
Christmas.
Robert Pattinson when it comes to Batman.
Whoa!
Yeah, and that's not even out yet.
That movie's about to be better than any
You know why?
MCU
Hold
movie.
up. Hold up. There's only one Batman. There only ever will be and has been one Batman. No, and I get it that you can be, well, the series has to go on. No, it doesn't. It does not. And Iron Man better not either. Christian Bale should have been the only Batman ever in existence. That should be it. And the Joker made that apparent. But fuck
R.I.P.
it.
Heath Ledger.
Fuck Ben Affleck. You do not deserve J-Lo.
But nah, Marvel fans, let's keep it consistent. If you want to compare the best, because Robert Downey Jr. is the best and only Iron Man.
Very true.
So let's compare him to the best Batman, Christian Bale. Let's keep it consistent.
And if I'm voting for like one or the other, I'm going Christian Bale. Yeah.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously.
That's the greatest
obviously
superhero
you're
movie of
going
all
with Christian
time.
Bale.
Dark Knight is that just touched me so much.
And all you Suicide Squad haters who are, not fucking with Weasel, who's my guy.
Yeah, Weasel's my
I know
guy.
him personally.
I'd
and
say,
you know King Shark personally.
Yeah, I'd say right now, because Batman, nothing possibly could go above Batman for my favorite superhero.
Oh no, Batman is up here.
But the rest of my list from 2 down to whatever has fluctuated from time to time. 2 has been solidified for probably good, and that's King Shark. Absolutely.
King
Batman, King Shark.
So bro, you've kind of declared yourself a Marvel head this past week.
Except for Batman, yes.
But King Shark's DC.
I know that. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to claim a Marvel head. I'm just like, I'm claiming that I'm finally watching some of the Marvel movies.
Okay.
Because if we're being honest, what's Fantastic Four? Is that Marvel too?
That's Marvel.
Okay, because like if we're talking, but no, I mean the sheer amount of times I've watched the Dark Knight / Batman Begin, like that trilogy, would outweigh the number of Marvel movies I've seen like 1,000,000 to 1. So it just wouldn't even count.
Bro, Thanos. He's just a rip off Darkseid.
Yeah.
He's just a Darkseid.
Darkseid of what?
You know who Darkseid is?
No, who's that?
He's the DC big bad.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like.
He's just a Darkseid. Rip off Darkseid.
The only DC
it is what
comics
it is,
or movies I've really seen have been The Dark Knights and shit, Suicide Squad, and then I think like deep ago I've seen one Superman, but I couldn't even remember it.
Christopher
Like
Reeve Superman movies.
maybe that's what I'm saying.
Some of those were alright.
Yo, you know what? I actually saw the other day, which was kind of cool, and I never noticed this.
Free Britney.
Free Britney. No, she's free.
I know.
Dad, step down.
I
Which,
know.
yo, shot. Well, no, I'll talk about that in a second.
We'll talk about that later.
But no, the scene from the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, where the Green Goblin has his boss, and he goes, "Who takes Spider-Man's picture?" Basically being like, "Who's Spider-Man?" Because obviously this is him, and him just being like, "I don't know. Those get sent here." Because he never snitched on Toby.
He never snitched on Peter.
No, because he knew.
So shout out J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh. J. Jonah Jameson, and he was in fucking
Yeah, he's in the MCU.
which is so cool.
He's J. Jonah Jameson in the MCU.
Wait, that's his name in there too?
Yeah.
That's so cool. I didn't know that.
And like, so what's awesome is, you know, like I don't want to compare it to compare his media network to Alex Jones' media network.
But that's kind of what it is. Oh,
Like
shit,
it's
you're
kind
right,
of
'cause
just
I
what
saw
it
him
is.
on
Like the Daily Bugle is just like kind
So
of
you're
like
talking shit about Spider-Man at the
yeah,
end.
he's just like a radical motherfucker. Just
Okay.
fucking crazy. Just
But on
going
another
at it.
lit ass note, Britney's free.
Britney's free.
Now, again,
Hooray!
fuck yeah. I'm not going to like cheer until I see her out and about spending her own, even if, if she doesn't want to yet, that's fine. But I just need confirmation from her. They're like, hey guys, like I'm officially doing my own thing, etc. But I'm so hype. Fuck Jamie Spears.
Fuck Jamie Spears.
Screw the rest of the
Fuck
ones
Jamie
that were
Lannister.
related to her that didn't stand up. Yo, Brittany, we love you.
We love you.
Baby, can't you see? I'm dying. Shout out, Brittany. I love her
Shout
so
out
much.
Britney. Yeah, I mean, she's had so many people riding with her through this whole process, and there's so many people like you, like yourself, who,
Absolutely,
who
been a
could-
Britney stan.
who couldn't be happier about
I
the
considered
future.
myself a diva when I was young due to Britney Spears.
Fuck yeah.
And I've loved it ever since.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, shout out
Claim
to you,
that
Brittany.
shit.
We love you.
Claim that shit.
Absolutely claim that shit. But that's it. I was gonna say I was trying to think of other things I'm hyped for, but right now, to be honest, like in life wise, Brittany being free is like one of the main good things.
Yeah.
For being honest.
I can't wait.
And like NFL football is back. So that's
NFL
kinda cool.
football is back, even though it's fuck the NFL.
Yeah, honestly, fuck the NFL. We want the
We want
NBA
the
back.
We want the NBA back, but because we're always a Phoenix Suns podcast through and through. But sometimes you gotta deal with the off seasons,
No, absolutely. I
You gotta deal with
completely
the
agree.
off-seasons.
I completely agree.
and fuck the NFL. But I'm rooting for the Tom Brady's this year.
Bro, I went to a drag
Tampa
show
Bay
over the
Tom
weekend.
Brady's. You went to what?
A drag show over the weekend.
Yo, was that lit?
It's so fucking fun. I've been to a drag.
Yo,
I've been to
talk about that.
I've been to
shit,
2 or
bro.
3 drag shows before, so it wasn't like a new experience. Like they're fucking fun, but just like there's not like many, or I don't hear about many around here.
Yeah.
But no, one of Emma's friends' family was going, and they had 2 extra tickets, so me and Emma went with them.
That's fucking awesome.
It was at the cider mill, and
It was at the cider mill.
it was fucking cool because
Oh,
all the other
man.
drag shows I've been to, as cool as they were like their dancing routines and maybe they sung over something or whatnot. But this one, they kind of like, they had monologues and then, what's it called? Like one girl played the violin for 2 times, et cetera, et cetera. It was just like, it was a really, really good time. Like they put on a
was a
good ass
great
fucking
experience.
show. Yeah. And it's cool because like my old babysitter, Meg, she babysat me from like, I mean, she was my only babysitter really from like the ages I needed a babysitter. But no, so she just became like a part of the fam, and she went to
That's
college and then she moved to New
That's
York
dope.
City. But she
Oh.
manages drag queens down there and like works with them, which is cool. So
Shout out Meg.
OD.
Yeah,
Shout out all the
Meg.
drag queens out
Bro,
there. I mean,
that's-
you got
that's-
like they're so fucking talented.
I'm jealous that you got to go to one. I would love to have that experience. I would love to go.
No,
to
I
one.
was gonna say next time there's one, I can definitely tell you about
Facts,
it.
yo, we out.
It's a good ass
Shout
time.
out the cider mill too. I haven't gotten any cider or donuts
I need
this
some donuts.
this season yet, but I need some in my life. Yo, we out.
What's up?
Yo, I don't work anymore, man. Shout out Big Ups to
Facts,
Parks
fuck
and Rec.
work.
Yo, shout out Timmy Zegert.
Shout out, oh my.
Shout
Big
out
T.
Tobin Coffee.
Big
I don't know
T.
if y'all
Shout out
ever
Big T.
see this, but I'm showing
He's
you.
honestly
I love
one of the
y'all.
best people I've ever met in my life. He was my baseball
Facts.
coach for so many years. Shout out Big T.
Yeah.
You're an amazing individual. Hope all is good if you do see this. But no, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything else before
Facts.
we invite our guest on.
Yeah, before we get our man Lyle up in
Yeah,
this bitch.
I'm hyped. But no, I can't wait to talk to him about this. And just to be honest, I'm hyped because maybe one day, when Lyle actually like makes it big, like when he does, I'll be able to be one of those like rich douchebags that has like the one of one things that's used in the, you know how like someone like fucking Tyrese has like a life-size version of Optimus Prime in his house, and it's like
That's fucking
it's a one of
hilarious.
one prop that was used in the movie.
Yo.
And like his Watchman series, I'm gonna try to get like a prop in the movie one day. So like, yeah, that's
Yo,
pretty
Casey,
fucking cool.
or you could just be that guy in the movie.
That's true, but he's a dickhead cop.
He is a dickhead cop.
Because he wanted to catch the Watchman.
He is a dickhead
also,
cop.
I might want to be that cop because I just have a feeling that, and I'll leave it for when Lyle comes on, just because like it goes into like why my reasoning for like why is like what I talked to him about. So no, I can't wait to invite him on. So just like
I can't wait. Lyle's honestly an inspiration. You know, I wanna start creating my own comic book, and you know we're gonna talk to him about like what the process was like
Hell
for
yeah.
him. We're gonna talk to him about how fucking great this was, and yo, expect
find people
issue
who can
2.
animate.
Facts. Expect issue 2 in at the end of this month.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna be getting in. Y'all should too. But no, I can't wait to just have another conversation with him for you guys. So let's get it.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the Mommas Boyz podcast. And we got a guest now. Our man Lyle is back. The king is back.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Lyle? How you doing?
I'm good. The greatest comic book writer of all time. He's
Yes,
great.
sir. Like the greatest comic book writer of all time. That's the proper intro.
See, I was gonna say that's what we have to start putting that on there because I was saying the same thing.
Watchman.
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I was saying too before we start that at first it was Deadpool because I just recently saw it, but Watchman's costume is up there for the most goated costumes I've seen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, me and Casey just watched Deadpool.
Took me like 8 months to figure out how I wanted it.
Yeah. And we actually got a lot of questions about
I was gonna say that actually goes into one
process,
too.
And I know what one of the questions are.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part.
Vito already has that one in his mind.
What do you think? What do you think I'm gonna ask you, Lyle?
I think it's gonna be about something that happened at the end of the book.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because everybody questions that. They're like, wait, who's that guy? I'm like,
no, literally. That was my first reaction too. Like, who the fuck is that guy?
I was gonna say I got my comments on that one. I'm gonna wait until we talk about that one too. That was, but see, that's what's good. That's why he's such a good writer because then again, that was like what a sentence that he said.
Yep.
Yeah,
you got
not even a
everybody
sentence. What? It was like 5 words.
then everyone just got hooked on him. I was like,
Thanks, bro.
you'll find out.
The after credit panel. So we can't call it an after credit scene because it's not a movie. What do we call it? The after credit panel?
I guess so. You can still call it that, yeah.
Yes, sir.
After credit panel.
Now, Lyle, what does it like? What is your feeling now after like it's released? It's in the hands of people. Like it's like it might be a load off, but a lot of people also have that what's next kind of thing. So like, what are you kind of like been currently up to since releasing it?
Honestly, when I found it, like when the Kickstarter was done, I was just like, I just took a break. I was like, all right, I'm done with this. Like Kickstarter finished. I didn't have to promote it like that anymore. I was like, you know what? I'll just, wait for these people to get their copies.
Yeah.
Get their book. And then slowly people started getting their orders in. And then like some people got their books before I even touched the book.
No way.
Yeah, like I was getting it. And I was like, wait. I don't even have the book.
Yeah, like, where the fuck is I don't even know how my comic book turned out. Like, how the fuck is the public gonna know already?
It's like how PJ Tucker had Giannis's shoe before Giannis.
Literally, yeah, PJ Tucker voted for that one.
I'm like, everyone's talking about my book. I'm like, I never read it.
Yeah.
But that's just like what that's kind of why I went into that question because like you always talk to like creators and whatnot or people that create things and like usually when you hear them, it's just like after I was done putting this one out, then I was thinking of the other one. I'm like, man, I would have been so exhausted from creating one page of a comic book. You'd have to give me 6 months off. Like, come on now.
Like,
that's really the time I took. That's really the time I took a couple months off. I didn't start writing the second one until like recently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was my question we had. Issue 2 coming soon. What's that?
2 coming? You heard it here first. Issue 2 will be coming soon.
It's coming. Issue 2 is coming. It's coming soon.
We'll say soon. We'll keep it as soon.
We'll keep it as soon.
Yeah.
Keep it as soon.
Soon. It's coming though.
Yeah.
I had to figure out how to pick it up. From where it left off. I had to figure out the right way. I was like,
yeah. Well,
I personally think you left it in because there's certain cliffhangers that like it'll leave the reader or the watcher, depending it's a movie, and you'll kind of be like, oh, I already know what's going to happen next, or just like, oh, that's not. But like your cliffhanger, like you were talking about with all the questions, leads kind of like what the fuck? Like, who is this? What are we gonna see from this dude next comic? You know?
Exactly, because you've already given him a proper intro with his father, and now you're throwing in, this mystery man all of a sudden. Like, who the fuck is he? Like, where's he coming from?
Yeah, then I still get questions about the dad. I'm like, you just have to wait,
Yeah.
Future issues will reveal everything. I can't just put everything out there in one book,
The Watchman 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually, that leads me to something else. So last time you were on the podcast, you said that you had a favorite side character, aside of Tevin Fields. And I don't know if you said that it was going to be in this comic, but I think that I may have found out who your favorite character is. Like, I have a very good guess in my head right now.
What's the guess?
Where's she at? Here we go. Right here.
Oh shit!
Oh no, really?
Yep.
Yo.
That's crazy that Vito, because like he didn't tell me who it was before I started reading, and then I started reading. I was like it, and I don't even know if it was intended, but I was like, well, thank God, like we actually have like a 2021 minded, like morally okay cop detective. Like she's being like real about it. She wasn't corrupt. She wasn't this and that.
And that's something I really loved about your comic too, is because especially with the dialogue, everything was so real. And what is your writing process when it comes to the dialogue?
Honestly, that's why people ask. They be like, "Oh, is this supposed to be you?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "It seems like it's your life." I'm like, "Well, I take certain parts, of my life, and then I build off that to make the writing and everything more realistic." That's the only reason. Everyone always they're like, "Oh, it's Tevin you." I'm like, "No." They're like, he's in the military. I'm like, that doesn't mean he's me. I have a character though that is me, but he's not here yet.
Whoa, that's awesome. Yo, that's actually something all comic book creators should do. They should make a character of themselves and put him in the comic.
Or like,
people ask me like, why? They ask me like, why you didn't put him first? I'm like, I don't know. I just started writing the Watchman first. My character came later.
And it's like nice in terms of timeline stuff, because as you write it, you can kind of like figure out where you want to put your character instead of like just throwing them in the mix from the jump.
And
exactly.
And just all right, so Stan Lee is a great example of this. Stan Lee always comes in just like at the perfect moment, just when like we need him. So that's gonna be Lyle. Lyle's gonna come in the comic just when we need to see him. So
R.I.P. Stan Lee.
R.I.P. Stan Lee. Yo, I was actually talking a lot of shit about Marvel and Marvel fans not knowing who actually created half their characters.
That's terrible.
Yeah, all right, fine,
Yeah.
Jack Kirby.
Yeah, that's terrible. Like, Stan Lee was really just the creator and writer. He had a whole artist.
So yeah, exactly.
When Vito put me onto that, because I was never like a fake fan where I was like, yeah, I like that, but I always just kind of saw because I was a DC person at first just because of the Dark Knight, and it didn't. The last 2-3 years set me over big time for Marvel, and so I just knew who Stan Lee was and how much praise he got. So I'm like, oh, this dude is Marvel, and Vito was like, nah, look up Jack Kirby, right?
Yeah, Jack Kirby.
And the sheer amount, sometimes I think and Lyle's going to be on this list one day where it's like, sometimes I think people like that aren't real. Cause I'm like, how do you come up with so many goated characters? It's insane to me.
I know that Jack Kirby created Captain America. I think he created, all right, let's see. Here's a list. Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Black Panther, Loki, Doctor Doom, Wanda Maximoff, Galactus, Reed Richards, Darkseid, and that's my next thing. Because guess who your boy Thanos is made after? Darkseid, the real GOAT.
True, but yeah, that's the thing. They don't know who created half these people. They think that it was just all Stan Lee, but he might have came up with the concept. But he had. I do it myself. I just have an artist to draw it out, but I do it mine.
That was another question I had. So your artists, did you meet these people outside of like Konkret Comics, or are they people that also work with Konkret Comics?
First of all, anybody who's drawn any of my people, I've never even met in person. It's always been like online. Okay. And then no, they're the one who did the books, the one who did the books that you have, they're with I think they're with Konkret. I never asked. It's just like they were outsourced to me from Konkret, so I'm not sure if they're like with Konkret for sure, or do they just like work with us? Yeah, I just know that they were like he just gave me some of the, hey, use him as your artist. I was like, oh, yo, like this guy's nice. Okay. This is the guy you want making your stuff. Yeah, I know. Like, and I know like with the posters, like the drawings that I did with the posters, most of those people, honestly, most of those people aren't with Konkret. They're just people that I hired to say, hey, can you draw this up for me? Like, here's a pose. I want this done. Mm-hmm. But most of the people that's in Konkret are just really like writers. Yeah. Okay.
It's so cool to like listen to it, like to all the people like that, even like when I was younger or whatnot, just like thinking of like, oh, like I want to create comic books and whatnot. And just like that sentence that just came from Lyle, like, oh, it's a guy I hired for. It's like, do you, and I know it's only been the first comic book release and, not to like put it all on that, but do you even ever have some of that self-gratitude where it's like, shit, like I'm here, like I'm where I wanted to be 5-10 years ago. Like there's still more to go, but like just seeing how far you've gotten.
Honestly, I have shame. It's like,
oh wait, hold on. I didn't, why?
So like, okay, so like when I see like what I'm doing now, I'm like, it took me till I'm basically 30. Like it took me to the age of 27.
What you wanted to do?
Like it's to do what I wanted to do, and I had the opportunity to do it like 7 years ago. Basically, because I was supposed to go to college. So at first I wasn't going to college. Okay. So I graduated high school in 2012. I wasn't gonna go to college. I was gonna go straight to the military right after. But my mom was like, no, try school. So I was like, okay, I'll try school. So I only applied to 2 schools because I didn't care. So I applied to a party school in Illinois, which is SIUC Carbondale, and I also applied to the art school, Columbia, Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So people would have thought that I would have chose Columbia. Yeah. But my parents were like, if I go to Columbia, I have to still live at home. So I was like, oh,
that's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
So I chose the school that was 5 hours away and not the school that was basically down the street from my house. So I chose the party school. Then I forgot all about my dreams, and I was like, well, and then my life just went downhill from there. I was like, all right.
But then you lifted it back up.
Yeah.
I brought it. Yeah, you got it back up.
I brought it back up because of David, actually.
Really?
So it was like fast forward.
Shout out David Kirkman. We spoke with you on this podcast.
Very true.
So you fast forward basically from after me choosing the wrong school for the wrong reasons. That was in 2012. So fast forward from 2012 to 2018, I'm in the military already. But then I see a trailer online randomly of his Static movie that he did in 2018, the first Static movie that he did. Yeah. I just saw the trailer and I was like, I've always loved Static. I grew up watching it.
I grew up watching that show.
Yeah, so I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, someone's actually making this. So then I'm like, I do a little more research. I'm like, oh, this guy named David Kirkman. Mm-hmm. So then I like talked to the light bulb just clicked in my head. I'm like, this guy is like my age. Like he's like a year younger than me, but I was like, this guy is my age. He's doing what I wanted to do.
Exactly. He's just doing it. Like what you.
And I was mad.
When you said about finally someone making a Static Shock project, like that's the same thing that I was like, wow, like someone's actually doing Static Shock, like right?
And I was upset, not at him, but I was upset that he was doing it, and I'm like, that's what I want to do, but I see somebody else doing it. I'm like, man, that's great. So I just hit him up, and then we just get to talking. That's how me and him became cool, literally just for me hitting him up over a movie that he made, and then I went to that premiere. Then we've been cool ever since. But from that day. Like I guess probably like the week after I bought the ticket to his premiere, I made my first character, and it wasn't the Watchman. It was a whole nother character. But I'm like, I got to do this now or later. So from 2018, fast forward to when did I create? When did we start working on it? Yeah, we started working on it in 2020.
Wow.
That's when it all came together. Because I have other characters from the time of 2018 to 2020. I just
how many
chose
characters
to
have you
watch.
made?
I have to have like 30 of them.
Wow. Oh
And
my
I'm not
gosh.
Yeah.
You put hours into this shit, Lyle. You've been grinding, bro.
But what you literally just said, and like this is gonna be one of those parts of the podcast that I'm definitely gonna want to screen record and just like post a lot of different places, because that's something that like people in our 20s and whatnot, we always think where it's just like shit, like I didn't do it straight out of high school or whatever. That's it for me. I'm toast. Like, yeah, if it's possibly, and it's not for all of it, but if it's if it's playing like a professional sport or something like that, then maybe. But like you're literally a living testament where, you know what, you can have those 4 years of you go to school and then you might lose yourself, but then like at 27 you can bring it right the fuck back up, which is so awesome.
Yeah, because I always believe, and I always like see posts and stuff about like they be like, oh, just because you didn't do it in your 20s don't mean you can't make it in your 30s. Like, oh, just because you did it back then, you can't do it later. Like, you're never too old. I mean, if you are. But, and that's the thing about like that little quote, they be like, oh, you're never too old. But in my head, I'm like, that's true. But eventually you might make something, you're like 70, you might die the next year at 71, and like you only have one thing out. That's all I think. I'm like, I could be too old, but you know, might not have any. I could get that age wrapped around now. Right.
And I kind of like what you said, like David Kirkman. He kind of like lit a fire under you. He kind of like inspired you to like fuck this. I can do this shit too.
I was like, wait a second. I'm like, no, I see all the buzz he's getting. I'm like, wait, that should be me too.
Why can't that be me? It lights that motivation up under you, because like say there's a Twitch streamer, his name's Aiden Ross, right? And he twitches a ton of games, etc. And Aiden Ross is at the moment, he's a YouTuber who's kind of on the cusp of bringing like the, YouTuber world with like hard rappers, like, you know what I mean, Lil Durk, and like my dream has always been to be that funny like David Dobrik content creator that only makes content, because like I've always loved hip hop is my thing, etc. And that's what, because I'm moving for context for Lyle, it's September 12th, I'm moving out to LA with my girlfriend, and it kind of just like ties into what LA facts. It ties into what you were saying, that there's just like people that are either around my age, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger, that are doing what I want to do. And it just got too much to where I was like, you know what? Like, I want to go for it. So.
Yeah, fucking go for it, Casey. I'm hyped that you're doing it. I'm glad that you're pursuing your dreams.
Shit, hopefully I can be at the TLC theater when Watchman premieres. I'll be out there.
Right. Lyle, me and Casey were talking about that. You're gonna need a director, and you're gonna need a Watchman. You need Tevin Fields. So who is, if you could pick right now, someone
hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetical, to pick Tevin Fields in a movie, who would it be?
It's a hard question.
That is a hard question, because like,
it's a very hard question.
I feel like a person that I would want to do, I feel like he's a little too old for the role at this point. And it's weird that I say he's not like that much older than us, but I feel like he's a little too old to play Tevin. I mean, no, Tevin's around the same age, but I still feel like this guy. Yeah. It would be Michael B. Jordan. Like,
there we go. No, that's perfect.
Michael B. Jordan
right there.
I promise you, I'm not lying, that when we came up with that question, it was like, that's who I would pick, because it's just like, that man, I mean, he's already been in superhero movies before, and like he really knows how to do it.
He can do it. I'm like, I can see that.
Lyle, that's a power decision right there.
Because that's the only person, honestly, that's the only actor that I could see doing it. I mean, it's probably like other, I probably just don't know their names fresh, but it's like, it'll be Michael Jordan would be like my first choice. They'd be like, who do you want to play? Like, call Michael's agent. Like,
call his agent.
And then we'll go to the B-list guys later,
Absolutely.
But honestly, if he couldn't do it, I get a nobody.
I like that.
Not saying they're not like important, but someone that nobody really heard of.
Exactly. That's what I really like. What I want Marvel to start doing more is start using actors. Start putting these actors on. Like not only start putting them on, but start diversifying all of this stuff too.
Well, that's what which is so cool, and like that's why I love that what Lyle just said right there with the kind of getting someone who no one knows, so they can grow with the character. Where if I'm not mistaken, don't get me wrong, he might have had small parts, but wasn't Robert Downey Jr. relatively a nobody before he became Iron Man? Because like Tropic Thunder and everything else came after his first Iron Man movie, and like I've been told a couple people that he was like he wasn't a nobody, but he was a C-list actor that just came out of jail, and Marvel was like, come on.
Basically, yeah, because he had his little addiction. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tom Holland is a great example of that.
Yeah, he was definitely a nobody. No one knew that guy.
I had no idea who the fuck Tom Holland was before he became Spider-Man.
No idea. And he's like the embodiment of that shit now.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly. That's what I would do until they pick the next Spider-Man, but
there's about to be 3 Spider-Man in this next Spider-Man movie. What do you think?
One of my friends who's a big Marvel head was mad. I watched the leak trailer today.
I also watched the leak trailer. But the quality was so horrible that like I couldn't even tell what happened.
I'm guessing it wasn't 2 other Spider-Man in there, were it?
I didn't see 2 Spider-Men, but half the leak trailer wasn't even, the CGI wasn't even like finished yet. It wasn't even developed.
Yeah.
It was
sometimes I'm like, how did they even get that?
I don't even
I'm gonna bust you guys' bubble. You know that the other 2 Spider-Men have already confirmed that they have nothing to do with the film.
Because Tobey Maguire is still waiting in traffic. Paparazzi is still surrounding his car. I don't know. Andrew Garfield.
Let's see.
I get out of the way. I can't see.
Arguably one of the best superhero paparazzi interactions on planet Earth ever.
Tobey Maguire is the GOAT with public interactions. I just saw a video of him in the park, drinking some coffee in New York City, and like people went up to him like, "Yo, we got a Spider-Man in the park!" And he was just like waving, drinking his coffee. It was fucking.
He gave the whole.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
The best Spider-Man ever.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think
nostalgia purposes, amazing.
Nostalgia purposes. But I think that after this next Spider-Man movie comes out, Tom Holland might surpass him.
Nah, he's number 2. Always number 2.
But what about Spider-Man 3 was a little weak?
He's still number 2.
That's like that nostalgic purpose too, where it's like, you got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, well, it's the MJ LeBron, where it's like, and Lyle would absolutely, he's a Chicago boy, so MJ's the GOAT. I already know that. But how there's always that generational stuff.
Yo, that's MJ and Kobe for him. I was a Kobe fan.
Oh, what a good fan. What a good fit. What a good number 1 person to have, Kobe. Yeah. Absolutely.
Happy birthday, Kobe Bryant.
That's a fact.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, GG.
And that's why that on one of the covers, Tevin is wearing a Lakers jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my favorite cover. I fucking love that one.
So I told like 50 copies of that cover.
Word. You still got more?
I don't have it personally, but I can get as many as I want, man.
Shit, man. I might need one.
I find that such a funny aspect about stuff because like we were joking about it first with the Giannis shoe, but it's so and this happens to like A-list people, like the biggest movie stars that like someone would be like, hey, like that award-winning book you just wrote, can you give me an extra one? And they're just like, I don't have one. It's like sometimes the creator themselves won't even have it. They're like, I don't know.
Like the book, like the book, the one copy of my book that I had, I literally sold it.
Yo, I'm fucking weak.
I was like, okay. I was like, he wanted to buy it right then and there. I was like, here you go.
Whoever has that is going to be a lucky man years to come, though. Let me tell you.
That's my first sergeant.
Has the best.
My first sergeant bought it right out of my hands.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Yo, did you sign it?
No, I didn't sign it.
Bro, you should have signed it.
He doesn't deserve it signed.
Took it right out of your hands. Absolutely not.
Yeah. I told him to go online and order it. He was like, but you have this one right here. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hilarious. I feel like that's such like a boomer thing, like interaction. They go online, like, nah, but you have this one. Let me just take this one.
Yeah, like he didn't want to wait for it to get mailed to his house for some reason.
Yo, I respect his hustle for the anticipation.
Yeah,
I mean,
he really
made
wanted
no
it.
sense. But all right, Lyle, what is your relationship with like Konkret Comics? Like, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I hate those guys. You know,
Yeah.
they're terrible. Pretty sure I'm gonna leave after this next issue. No, I'm just kidding. They're cool. You know, relationship's cool.
Good.
They're a good group of guys. They were like helpful throughout like the whole. They made the process of the book.
Yeah.
They made it easy. So, they're great help. It's a great group of guys. We always, me and the owner of Konkret, we always talk like literally. Like he'll call just. It doesn't even have to be about book stuff. He'll literally just call to check up on me. Like,
Yo, I feel like that's fucking great, and that's a quality that like everybody in charge, like everybody should have.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Shout out Konkret Comics. Facts.
Shout out Konkret Comics.
Yeah, like he'll just call me.
He'll
just call me like, "How's your day been?" Like literally, but how's work? That's like, it's never just always about like comic stuff. So that's what I like.
Yeah,
I don't like
that's a nice relationship to have. Because like it's not just all business. It's not, hey, where's my product? Give it to me now. It's like we're friends. We're acquaintances now.
It's exactly. Like he cares about the Watchman, but he also cares about Lyle Ringold.
Exactly.
So, that's how.
You see that too much with like Hollywood stuff and whatnot. And oh wow, this meeting has been upgraded by the hosts, including unlimited minutes. Wow. But well, yeah, you see that all the time with like how directors like will treat the maker of the movie like shit, and it's like, man, like the dude that made what you're directing right now. Like, so that's really cool.
Exactly.
That like treating the creator of Watchmen, that comic, like really good.
Yeah. So that was just always good with them. That's probably why I signed up with them. Yeah, had a good vibe off them. So I was like, sure.
Yes, sir.
I'll sign with you guys, you know.
And look at you now. Your dream.
Yeah, look at where it went.
Yeah, your dream.
Yeah, the best writer in Konkret, you know.
Sitting right fucking next to me.
See? Start saying that more. Yes, sir. That self-appreciation. I love that. Keep it going. I have a question real quick. And this one might be hard to pinpoint because there's a lot of aspects, but to you personally, and I'm sure everyone has a different answer that creates comics in this, but what would you say to you is the most important like aspect to creating it? Is it like the character creation? Is it more worrying about the dialogue? Because I know one can come after the other, but to you, what's the first thing that you thought of, let's say, going into this second version as well?
Honestly, the first thing that I always think about, even with the first version or the second one, is the ending. Like, I just think about the full story and how do you want to end it? Like, I already know how the first series is going to end. I already know. Like,
yeah, that's fucking awesome.
That's so cool to me.
Yeah, I just think about where I want the story to go. After you know where you want the story to go, it's easy to build just random other little stories in between that connect until you finally just be like, all right, time for it to end. You know?
Yeah.
Do I want to kill this person off? You don't know.
Am I going to introduce a new character? This one is about to be there, or what? So
you said what?
I said, are you about to introduce a new character at the end that might be scheming on him, or what? You know?
You never know.
You never know, which I love.
You never know what happens, who might pop up, when they will pop up. You never know.
As long as none of them are wearing a Paul Pierce jersey, that's all I care about.
No.
Now I might just have to throw that in there, just to do it.
That would make Vito's all-time favorite, is the truth. But I just know him as the guy who took a shit in the middle of a game.
The only reason why
you gotta go.
Yeah,
you gotta go. The only reason why I wear this Lakers jersey is because I love LeBron. I'm a Celtics fan to death.
You'll never see a Lakers jersey in my book. So you never see a LeBron jersey in my book.
Why not?
I can respect that though. I can respect that, and I'm a LeBron guy, but I can respect that.
It's the Kobe.
Because I get it. You want a Kobe. You might even want like a what was his name? The Derek Fisher jersey, because he's been, he was a career Laker. You know what I'm talking about? So
yeah. I like people who like to stay where they are, not team hop.
Yeah. How about
just to get a ring?
Yo, can we get a Dirk Nowitzki jersey in there?
Yeah, he was all right.
Yeah. Because he didn't ever take a ring from Kobe, did he? He only took it from LeBron. Or did he go up against Kobe? No, because they're both in the Western Conference, so
He
he
might
couldn't
have
have
beat Kobe on his way to that ring.
Dirk go.
Yeah. But,
Lyle,
I get Luka before Dirk. So yeah.
Oh, we love Luka on this podcast.
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
Yep.
Not Hookah.
Luka Doncic. He's the future of the league.
He is.
No.
He's part of the future. Yeah.
Now, Lyle, who would, if we're talking about basketball right now, who, like, say, I know you're a Lakers guy and you're a Kobe guy, so RIP, sadly, we can't, because he's not in the league now and has passed. But for you right now, who do you see as kind of your future for the league? Who do you like?
I like Devin Booker, Trae Young.
Yes, sir, Buck. We love Booker
and Trae Young, you know. I like Lonzo Ball, too, so.
Yo, the Bulls.
And I like LaMelo, so.
Yeah. Yeah. What about LiAngelo?
I like him, too, but for some reason, the Hornets still didn't sign him.
Yo, they didn't pick him up?
Not yet, and it's weird.
You know, I saw he was playing pretty good in the summer league.
He was, so I'm confused.
Yeah, the Sacramento Kings won the summer league, which is so absurd to me.
That's so random.
But they always get good rookies, and then it's just like,
never even heard of their rookies.
Yeah, no.
Don't even know who they are this year. I just saw ESPN post like they won. I'm like, who's this guy? I have no idea.
Exactly. You have all D3 players, but it's okay.
But no, I'm gonna say I would never disrespect and say, my fault, Vito, go on.
Sacramento beat Boston in the summer league championship. That's the only championship Boston will be playing in this season,
or for the next couple 5 seasons or so.
Who knows? They might be there next year.
They could be. That's a good way to think, Vito. They just got to beat Giannis and the big three of the Nets. And
I like Tatum though. Tatum's cold.
Tatum, he gets buckets.
We know why we like Tatum, right? Because who did he get his game by, and who was his mentor coming into the NBA?
Kobe.
Mamba.
And Mamba
Same with Booker.
Yeah, same with Booker.
Same Booker, yeah.
This next generation, like this generation we have now, like grew up idolizing Kobe. And
Mhm.
the next one is gonna grew up idolizing LeBron. So it's gonna be interesting.
Or hating LeBron, who knows?
Or hating LeBron, yeah. Literally.
You never know.
That's one that you really do never. I was gonna say you have no idea where like the shifting mentalities are going for like what they like and what they don't.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
I have a question too, because now that we're just talking about like, well, this is almost, I don't even know why I tried segmenting into that. Like we're talking about it, but because it just kind of had to go up with like, you know, your comics and whatnot when you're creating it, because obviously you're done with the first one, but you're on pace for the second one. What is the work schedule like for that? Is it like a ton of long 2 a.m. to 5 a.m.s? Is it kind of just regular, like you treat it like a bit like, you know, you do your work in the day, or for you?
This is gonna sound lazy. So to all my
I love it. I'm lazy.
So to all my supporters that are watching this, or that will watch this, don't hate the books how they come out, because this is how I write them. Honestly, that first book, I literally probably wrote it like a day or over a weekend. Just wrote it.
Yo. No, but that's fine.
I wouldn't even accredit that to late. I would accredit that to talent. That's
Some people they be like, oh, that's like, they're like, you didn't put any time and effort. I mean, I had these stories in my head since I was probably like 7. Did I really need more time?
Yeah, you've been thinking about this your whole life.
Like, I'm just gonna start writing. Whatever comes out of my brain is what gets put on the paper.
Yeah,
it's just fun. I'm like, does that fit? I'm like, it's gonna fit. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. I'm keeping it
going in.
Yeah,
well, it's mine. It's mine. Whatever I want, it happens.
And it's something that you're happy with, and it's something that that a lot of people out here.
But yeah, it's not a certain time. It's literally whenever I feel like, let me write. Like, whenever I feel like writing is when I write. I could write at 2 a.m. or sometimes I'll write it at 6 p.m. It just depends when I feel like pulling out my laptop, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's something that, and obviously everyone's different, but as me personally, if I was thinking about me, like if I was a younger or whatever comic book head in general, like I would think that that's a good thing, where it's like you've had them in your mind for so long, which meant you still kept that childhood mentality of this is what I used to like back in the day, this is what I like now I'm putting it on paper. Now I get it, you have the pessimists that are like, fuck you should have taken 10 years to do it, but it's just like
It's like some of us are just born great. I can't help that.
That's
Yeah,
Chicago in you. A lot of Chicago
Okay.
people for some reason born great.
Yeah, you
Going
know,
great, like G Herbo. G Herbo's my favorite rapper.
I just couldn't help it. So I was like, whatever. I would literally be like watching TV and then be like, oh, an idea will pop in my head. Then I'll probably start writing too. So it's like whenever something clicks.
That's a great habit. That's a great habit to get into too, because that's what I try to do. Whenever I like see something that we could use for this topic that could be funny for this topic, I'll just try and write it down. So just getting the habit of just writing shit down.
Yeah, or if I come off of a phone call with like the owner of Konkret Comics, like he'll say something and I'm like, or he'll try to give me like an idea, then I'll just build upon it. So I would like jot it down. And I'm like, let me go write so it'll be fresh in my head. I will literally be at like work. If I see a certain word or somebody says something, I'll just put it down in my notes and then I'll be like, all right, I'll write today or something.
Yeah, you're living the comic book.
Literally.
I feel like that's what makes a great writer too. And again, like I don't really have any credibility to say this because I haven't written shit. But just like you see that with like, video creators or whatnot. Just like if you can not nonstop, like, you don't think about anything else, but if you can have that mentality of like everything that interests you, boom, I'm putting down because that might be useful later. Like that's such a skillful thing to have.
It is.
Lyle, what would you say to all those people out there that are like really into comic books that want to start, writing their own comic book, that just kind of like, need like a push to really get into it, to really start? What would you say to those people?
Don't do it. It's very taxing and tiring. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I would say if you want to write a comic book, just write it. Like just start writing, even if you suck. Just write it. You can always get an editor. He'll help you tweak it. Even if you're a good writer, you have an editor. He'll still tweak it for some reason. I don't know. But
even if you're the GOAT.
Yeah, you're the GOAT. That's so true. But honestly, just start writing. Start making like short stories. It'll just all fall in place. That's what I did. So
yeah. Well,
I mean, it might not work for other people, but
yeah,
that's all I got.
My friend and I have just recently started working on a comic book. He came to me and was like, "Yo, I have all these fucking ideas, and I just recently copped this iPad. I copped Procreate, great app. Shout out Procreate." And I was like, "Yo, let's just try and do it. Let's just try and put these ideas, on the screen." So we're going for it.
Just remember, Vito,
bro.
Just remember, and especially to that, sort of like to play off Lyle's point, where it's like, even if you suck, just write it.
Yeah.
And I know it was in the time, Charlotte's Web, a book about a fucking spider befriending a pig, made like $400 million over its time. So yeah,
that's true.
Like he said, just write.
Yeah, I could do it. I could do that.
I'm not saying everything will have that success, but you might as well put it on paper just in case.
Yeah, you might as well start it, because then like when you first think, like honestly, like I didn't think that my stuff would have the little success that it does. I call it little success. It's little to me. Yeah, the little success that I have had, I didn't think that I'd have that. Like when I made it, I was like, people gonna hate this book. I was like, I might hate it. Yeah, I was like, I think I hated that at one point. I was like, that's whatever. I was like, I'm done. Just throw it out there. I'm like, just start selling it. I don't care anymore. Because it was already done. I was like, it was out there. But like even before the book came out, just from like pictures or then like a one page, people went crazy over it. I'm like, why? Like it's just it's a page. Like,
yeah.
I have a little piece of art. I'm like, it's just art. Don't get too crazy now. Like it's not even talking to you, it's just art. It's like literally a picture. But people go crazy. I have people like hit me up, they're like, they're like, I can, there's like some, what did they say? They be like, I can see myself as this character or something. They're like, can I cosplay? They will ask, can I cosplay? And then in myself, to me, I want to say to them, like, I don't care. Why are you asking me, can you make the costume? I'm not your boss. Like, I don't even
do you.
Just do it. But then Lonzo, the creator of Konkret, tells me I can't talk to people like that. So I don't say it. I'm just like, sure, if you want to do it.
You know what's such a cool thing too? Is like, in my opinion, at least like what I've like just hearing you talk about it too, like that's something special too. Cause like if your owner would just be like, yeah, Lyle, whatever, say what you want to them, it doesn't matter. Like they don't see it going anywhere anyways, because who cares? You know what I mean? Like they want to keep that image good because like me and Vito talked about it in depth where it's just like, and I'm not gonna be too much going dramatic with it, but see Watchman by Lyle Ringold going the fuck up, and it's just like so cool that like they get to see that too. And I don't know, that's just the type of stuff that I witness, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, people be like, they'll email me, oh, I have a lot. They're like, oh, you inspired me. I'm like, I did? I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, cool, you know, keep whatever you do with that inspiration, just you know, just keep doing it. But then I have people, they're like, oh, I connect people with an artist now. They're like, oh, who drew your book? Did you draw? I'm like, I didn't draw it. So I send it to the person who drew my book.
Yeah. And
I'll help out where I can, but it's like, yeah.
I think when people see, you know, other people pursuing their dreams and like really going for it, taking chances, I think that really like really does like inspire them and really just, you know, does get them into the mood. Like, you know, like I can also do this shit too. So like we need people, you know, keep fucking creating.
Same way I got it from what's his name? I just forgot his name that quick.
That's David.
There it is. Yeah, same thing I got. Same thing.
David
Same way I got from David.
Hardware in his new hardware film. You know, they
I
just
was at the premiere for that.
You were? How was it?
That was dope. It was very different from the static premiere that I went to.
Really?
So
Yeah.
That one.
I was just about to say is they just keep on growing.
They do. And make sure you guys do. He has an original project coming out. Okay. His film Underneath. So make sure you guys support it. You know, trying to raise the fund so he can put the whole thing together. It's gonna be a dope film.
What's it called? Because I'm gonna put the link or the name for it in the bio too, just so they can be ready and all that.
The movie's called Underneath. So it's pretty dope. Fun fact about that movie though. Literally around 2018, 2019, he was already writing it. Like I knew he was writing it. Fun thing, I was supposed to be in it.
Yo, why aren't you
supposed to be in it? You know, I'm not gonna put all the business out there, but I was gonna be a part of it. But
you gotta have your secrets.
You know, stuff happens. You know, it's good. You know, other things happen. So you know, I'm not mad that I'm not in it. I was fine. Yeah. It was like a small part though, so it was nothing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you have a really good connection with the dude who's gonna put you in a movie. So not being in a movie ain't a bad thing.
Yeah, you know, his next project.
Like I say, you know, he might have a couple of other upcoming projects.
Yeah, you know, he might have a Watchman project coming out. You know, who knows? Who knows?
We don't know.
Yeah.
I know nothing, so you know.
Yeah. Well,
all Lyle knows is being the GOAT. That's it.
Yeah, that's all I know, that I'm the greatest. So you know,
as you should be.
Me and Casey.
Honestly, the whole thing about the comic, it was to start making like, you know, movies and film. That's what I was going to do at first, but I felt like a comic would be an easier way to get my project out there, like easier and more. It saves money too between writing a comic and making a movie, because then you got to pay for all that equipment. But if you have the backing from like money from like a product that you already put out, you could probably get the ball rolling. Yeah. So that's why I chose to do the comic in the first place. That's how I went the comic route. I was like, I need to start off small. Yeah. Even though it wasn't small when I started off, apparently. I had that wrong. I was like, oh, this is kind of big. I was like, okay. Did not think it'd go like this. So I was like, oh.
And something that's so cool is because one of my favorite dudes I watch on YouTube, he's like a really, like, he wasn't at first because like he just didn't tell people about it, but he ended up, he's a very big advocate for mental health, and he wrote a book on it. And basically he's like 30 now, which isn't the usual age for a YouTuber, but he was addicted to like heroin for 10 years. And that kind of basically took away his 18 to 29 and so he just wanted to live that after, wrote a book that ended up, what's it called? Doing pretty good. And say like, and one of the points he said for his book, which I feel like so cool, like with the comic books too, where it's like that even when Lyle Ringold, when you're gone 80 years from now, when you're out of here, that's still gonna be here forever.
Exactly. Even though I'm gonna be around forever, but you know,
goats live forever. That's a fact.
Yeah. I will be floating around with copies of my book.
So. Yeah. Passing
as far as I'm concerned, Stan Lee could be on an island right now. I don't know.
He's about the Oprah of the comic of the Watchman. Like, you get a comic.
No, they have to pay for those. Not free.
You heard him here. Goats gotta have money. Come on now. Come on.
You gotta have money.
So it keeps it going.
Yeah. Lyle, it was great having you again.
Thank you.
Great picking at
I'll
your
be
brain.
back. I'll be back.
You'll be back.
Too.
Oh no, yeah,
Issue
we're gonna absolutely have you back, especially once that, because I'm getting that second one as well. So I can't wait for that.
Yeah, we're getting that.
Issue 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know.
And hey,
we're getting all of
no
them.
rush.
Yeah, no rush.
I never rush for my projects. You know, it has to be perfection. It has to.
We're
Which
here.
is great
for
too.
We're here for the ride, bro. No rush. Keep doing your thing. I fucking
Absolutely.
me and Casey loved issue 1. We're gonna be fucking promoting this shit. We're gonna be telling our friends to cop it, and it's lit.
Hopefully, when I get out to LA, I can go on whatever Marvel director's doorstep and just bang out it 100 million times with that in my hand. Be like, make this movie now, and maybe it'll work.
Yeah, might as well. Because of my contact information, and also have a big check ready for them. Just saying.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's a big check.
You know, Casey, we don't even need Marvel Studios. I'm jacking it's both Studios. That's all you need, Lyle, is Woke Nation Studios.
You never know. You never know what happens in the future, you know.
Exactly.
And that's why we can't wait to hear about it. But like I said, like Vito said, thank you for coming on again and being our guest. And like, again, we're gonna have you again because you're a favorite guest, absolutely. And just we can't wait to hear more about it. And like I said, just keep being the greatest until we talk again, bro.
Yes, sir.
I shall. Thank you.
You already know. Have a great night, Lyle.
Have a great night, Lyle.
Peace.
You too. Peace.